Hello, 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 everyone. If you can comment, share, subscribe, we're going to be starting in like 2 seconds. Okay. Hey.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How are you?
Finding you.
I'm doing good. So,
Got my
get
light
on
low.
to it. If you can start off with a quick introduction, just tell us who you are, where we know you from, and things like that.
Hey y'all, I'm Mar. Everybody know me on the South Central Baddies. I'm 18 and I'm the cool one.
Okay, so what made you want to get into South being a part of South Central Baddies?
I want to be a part of South Central Baddies for the experience because I grew up around all boys, so being around girls, that many girls and that many girls that I didn't know, it was more so an experience because other experience you're gonna get like that is jail.
Hmm. Okay, so going into the show, how did you audition? Were you one of the girls that sent in an audition tape as well?
Yes, I did put in the audition tape, and my audition tape was more so like I'm not one of them to be bullying, and I'm not one of them to be fucked with either.
Hmm.
Basically, came into the house with a mindset of basically like I'm giving off what everybody is giving off. So if you fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you. If I'm cool with you, I expect you to be cool with me. Basically,
Okay, that's fair. So once you sent in your tape, how long did it take for them to contact you?
actually, they were telling me to put my tape in. I was not gonna really do it because again, I'm like real like standoffish towards females because I don't trust them. I always end up fighting them. So I
Mhm.
wasn't really gonna do it at all. But I ended up like, hey, why not? Might as well type.
Okay. So once you finally decided to send it in, how long did it take for them to contact you?
Right away. It
Okay.
was basically. It was basically like they was waiting for me to send my exam. As soon as I sent it, in, it was like finally posted it up. Like here go another one.
Okay. So then from there, how long did it take for you to get into the house?
It took us like a month to get in the house because we did all our auditions in July. So it took like a month to get a month or two almost.
Okay. So what things did you do to prepare? Because I'm sure this was your first time going on a reality show. What things did you do to prepare yourself to be ready? Because as you also said, you've never really been around girls that much. So what did it take to
Um,
be ready?
I just made sure to have my guard up. I made sure to be prepared, keep all my shit, make sure I knew what I had, because it's my shit, so I need to make sure I know what I got just in case somebody trying to touch my shit, because I knew people are sneaky, people touch and steal and all type of shit, and I don't know these bitches, so they would have no type of remorse for my shit. So I
Right.
just knew to have my shit together. That was one thing I made sure I did was kept my shit together. No, I'm not finna let you borrow nothing and you leave it around the house. Somebody else got it and now all my shit is everywhere. No.
Right. Definitely. So did you know any of the girls before filming?
No, I didn't. I
So that
really came into the house like not know, and I knew the CEO, but that was it.
okay.
Yeah, the rest of the
Was it
girls I
working?
just heard.
Okay. How was it working with the production and the security?
Production. It was low-key hard because it was a lot of like not knows and what's going on inside of the like during the show and stuff like that. Other than that, it was cool. Security could have been on like a little more, but they were cool.
Right. You didn't have any problems or anything with them?
Mm.
Okay.
Security was more so cool.
Okay. So before we get into kind of the details of the house and things like that, let's do a little quick roll call where I'm gonna say the girls' names, and then you're gonna tell me, what you like about them, what you don't like, some things that happened in the house that we might not have seen, anything that you want
Hmm.
to comment on, things like that.
All right.
Okay, let's start easy. Let's start with Miss Pressure.
Pressure. I felt you too old for that. Okay, you too old for that because I didn't see a lot of people that be like, how do I put this without being rude? I don't give a fuck. It's a lot of people that say they about something and be about something, and it's a lot of people that fake the funk. And I just felt like that was faking the funk. With your background of being in jail for 7 years, I would have thought you were come with a different approach of you not wanting to fight. And what was there not to fight for? And then you didn't want to fight, but you were antagonizing her. What did you expect?
True. I feel you on that. Next, let's do our Auntie Green Eyes.
Green Eyes is cool. She kept the liquor, she kept the vibes cool. I've been seeing a lot of people say stuff about her not having baby back as much, but I do feel like she was trying to have her own back because of the allegations she had.
Mm,
But I do see where baby was coming from because as a friend on the outside of the house, there could have been some more of a protection towards her name in that
mm,
situation.
true.
And it like as a friend, if somebody was having a problem with ET and somebody like, yeah, like I'm gonna kill that bitch if she got my shit. Kill her. Well, I mean, I'm right here. This is my friend, so you can just do something to me now. We can figure out what if she got it or not because you're not about to say you're gonna kill my friend over a raggedy purse, bag, wallet, whatever. But I digress. That was how she defend. That was her way of.
Getting around it.
Hmm.
True. Okay. Speaking of her, let's do Miss Light Skin Bambi next.
My skin Bambi is cool. She held her ground because that day she did all the she fought them girls. I give her props for that because a lot of people would not have did that back to back rounds. A lot of people would not have been one to fight, nothing like that. She did what she had to do. I applaud her for that.
True. Yeah, I like how she stood up for herself in house.
Regardless of how many bitches was coming or nothing like that, she was 10 toes down.
For real. Next, Miss Stallion. Is that who is this that stallion on Instagram? Is that
That's
Persuasion?
Naomi.
Oh, Naomi, and then Persuasion
hmm
is the other one. So yeah, let's do Naomi first.
Okay, so Naomi, she extra, but her extra be low key cool. Like sometimes it do be needed. Like okay, show your shit because a lot of people do be down in her as a person and stuff like that. But sometimes it's like why be so extra? We already know who you are. Like we know what you are. So the extra like it just sometimes it just throw off. Like it just be literally too much.
Right. Okay. Let's do Miss Persuasion next.
Persuasion's my bitch. I fuck with her because no matter how the house was or how separated she was still down for the bitches she was down for. Like some people, they was not fucking certain people because she don't fuck with her, so I'm not gonna fuck with her. Persuasion's fucking with everybody regardless of what. Until they flipped on her and she was like, "Nah, bitch." That was cool. Cause some people would be with that fake shit and everybody just being fake. Like no, but she stood her ground on what she stood on. Like yeah, if that's what I believe in, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm, okay. Yeah, I like Persuasion too. She definitely know how to talk her shit. Next, Miss My.
My mom, I felt like she was for the show. Like, not well, everybody was for the show, but I feel like she was doing shit for the show. Because as a friend, regardless of where my friend is, I'm gonna stand on what we had going on. So when we came back into the house and she was like kiki with everybody that she basically had just fought for her friend. As a friend, she just blacked your friend eye. Ain't no way in hell. And then you just fake the asthma attack so you didn't have to fight no more for your friend. And then your friend's perfectly fine. She could have came and fought again, but she didn't. That left you in the house with a group of bitches that she didn't like. You had no choice but to be friends, or you was gonna be fighting your whole life or your whole way through the house. I just felt like that was weird. If that was me, I probably would have been fighting through the whole house, so I wouldn't came like she like my friend.
True. Speaking of left the house, how do you feel about Miss Cece?
It's not even too much to say because she already know like where do we stand. She fucked up. That's it.
True. Next, Miss Hello Kitty.
I feel like Kitty is doing too much for the blogs now because going to the house, everybody has the understanding that this is a new show, upcoming show. We had an idea what we was doing, but we didn't know what we was doing. We all knew we weren't going to be able to get paid because we didn't know if the show was going to be able to be what it is now. So the fact that she's crying about not getting paid and arguing with people that she could have actually did something to when she was there is just not giving at all.
True. How do you feel about? I don't know if you've seen, but she posted that the producers and the CEO wanted you guys to fake some beefs. Is there any truth, or do you know anything about that?
No. Majority of the beefs was beefs that came either off the well, all the beefs was beef that came off the show or started during the show. Nothing was fake because why would they still be going on about it now?
True. So they never asked you to fake any beefs or get into character against someone.
No, he told us for us to be natural. This is a reality TV show, so you're supposed to be yourself. Why would we fake a character that we would have to keep on faking on the outside of the show because obviously they're going to keep watching? No. It wouldn't add up because you rah rah on the show, but then you leave the show, and that's not you. Like Heaven, like on the show, she was soft. She did what she had to do when it was needed, but on the off side of the show, it's just you're popping it. He was not doing that. But again, that's none of my business. Yeah.
True. Okay. Next, let's talk about Miss Bree.
Bree is cool. I will say she's a fighter because she would get out there with anybody, any size. But as long as you want to fight, then she gonna fight because as many fights as she done had, even like the boxing ring with dark skin Bambi, a lot of people wouldn't have fought dark skin Bambi. Boxing match or not, a lot of people wouldn't have fought half the people that she fought at her size because they would have been worried about the size. She don't care about the size, and that's what I get her props for that because a lot of people, no, she's too big for me or she's too old for me. She got out there regardless. So
True. Okay. Speaking of dark skinned Bambi, let's talk about her next.
dark skinned Bambi was cool. She was more like green eyes. She kept the peace, you know. She wasn't in too much bull besides the blanket situation. I kind of feel like she was right because the blanket came with the house, if I wasn't mistaken. I seen the blanket before my mom was there, so the blanket came with the house. That wasn't her blanket, but we fought over it, so
That was kind of a crazy fight, but hey, I guess anything for TV.
yeah, I was about because she really woke her up got up like woke her up out of the bed for her. Like, didn't that happen last night? You really slept on that?
Right.
And
Yeah,
really, if you was really worried about that blanket, you would not have let her slip with that blanket overnight. You would have slept that thing, came and snuck you guys through the night or something. It
Mm,
wasn't that serious.
yeah, maybe that was just for some extra camera time.
Like, oh, we about to leave the house. Let me try to get something in real quick.
Next person, Miss Gemini, one of the quick in and out replacements.
Then it's about to be an in and out conversation because she don't want no smoke. So next.
Next person.
Yeah, she
uh,
not getting no kind. And you see, I have her whole name in my. I'm the real Queen Gemini.
mhm.
In my yeah, she's not nobody.
Next person, another replacement, Miss Heaven.
Like I was saying earlier, she really started like y'all seen the episode. She apologized. She cried about it. She was over it. She didn't want to fight. And now we off the show. It's just all this animosity. I don't have time for it. This is a game, and I don't want to play games.
True. How do you feel about Heaven's mom coming in and kind of getting into some of her own beefs with some of the castmates? Because you and Heaven are the same age, right?
Yes, we are. I really just feel like her mom is she's unsure about her job. She don't feel like she raised her right, so she feel like she still has to come after her. She doesn't have faith in heaven to do what she has to do. Because as a mother, you're sending your daughter off somewhere. First of all, if you weren't sure about it, you shouldn't have sent her in the first place. And then if she wasn't going to handle her business in the house, handle business she created, excuse me, handle business she created in the house, why come in the first place? And then for her to be trying to cry wolf about age because people think I'm older, y'all look stupid telling me that I beat up a kid as a kid. If being 18 is a child, then I guess I am a child. I'm not about to change my age because y'all do not believe I am 18. And I'm not about to not argue with somebody's mama because she's mad that her daughter didn't do what she had to do. I seen in the comments Heaven tried to say I snuck her. I could have walked 10 miles up into your face and hit you. You still would not have hit me first. And if y'all watched the episode, I asked her, "Are you going to stand there?" And she did. Like everybody saying I fought her for no reason. Y'all seen on the couch that I explained to her that she said it. Yes, I know I touched your shit when I wasn't supposed to. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. We fought. It's over with. We didn't have no beef. She said it herself. So the fact that it's just such a problem now that we're outside of the house is just blowing my mind because where did that come from? Did you have a long talk with your parents and she sit there and told you that she was looking stupid? Because even on live before, when she was talking to us, her mama told her that she was looking pussy and made her get off live. It is not nobody else's fault but your own that your daughter cannot handle herself as you would. Your daughter is soft and sweet, and I do not. It is not. That is not a problem. Me and Heaven was cool and cordial before we left the house. That's why it's just weird that she's getting out the house and it's just so much animosity. But then I see it's her people's doing it. So I don't argue with him. You should not said nothing to them. Argue.
We can't hear you. Give us a second, everyone. In the meantime, like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I'm like, wait, what? Okay, but yeah, like the energy that her mom and her auntie is giving off and the energy that she's giving off is just totally opposite. And that's why I said it on when we was talking on the couch, like it's just giving that it's the wrong person in the house. Like somebody who's not supposed to be here.
True. Does your mom jump into any of the situations that you have going on, or ever try to jump to your defense?
She has like one. Yeah, she did one time when Heaven Auntie was in. No, actually, it wasn't my mom. It was my auntie that said something, and then she said something to Heaven Auntie. Heaven Auntie sent it to me like, "Oh, you scary. You got your people coming to your defense." I'm like, "Who is you talking about?" Till I go through the comments, I'm like, "Oh, well, what did you expect? You in the comments about me? How old are you?" And then she on my page in my comments, and then somebody said something to her, not even related to them. They said like, "Why are you mad? What's wrong with you?" She like, "Look at you. You got people coming for you. You scary, lady. I didn't offer to fight you so many times. I didn't told you so many meeting places. I didn't give you my address after you didn't fake your address about 4 times to me. Like it just don't make no sense. You don't want to fight. You want to do this for Instagram. I'm not about to give you no more time."
True. Yeah, I totally feel you. Next person, Miss Yari. How do you feel about her?
Yari is a mess. I will tell you that Yari is a mess because first of all, they ain't say this, but when we was at the park the first day, Yari stole because Paris, Naomi, and Yari came together. Yari stole the car and was gone with Paris and Naomi purse for a good 30 minutes in the middle of the challenges. Like we didn't, she just walked off, and all you see was her zooming down the street, hitting the corner, and was gone. Like, where did you just go in this girl car with her stuff? Like, what's going on? It was just crazy. Like, girl, where did you just go? And then it was I think it was like 2 days later. We at the gas station in the van, and she just started freaking out. Like that's when you see her fight. That's after you see her fight Persuasion. She was
Mm.
just freaking out, like kicking in the roof, saying all type of stuff, telling us we need to drop her off on Fig, like she need her daddies, all type of shit, like just saying all type of crazy stuff. Yari is a real mess, and then yeah, Yari's a mess.
Do you think that's really her, or just was for the cameras?
That's really her. Yari really is a mess because there is no way that why would you steal their car? Like what made you do that in the middle of us doing a challenge and it came back like, oh, I just had to go get some cigarettes. Why you didn't say nothing?
Right.
Like you why you couldn't wait, you couldn't ask somebody else for a cigarette or something, like nobody else smokes cigarettes, but you could at least be, yes, that somebody else did smoke it. But you could at least ask. And then you stole her car. You could have been like, here go y'all stuff, I'm about to run to the store real quick. You could have used one of their money to go buy your cigarettes or something. Like, who knows?
True. Crazy. Next person, Miss Pretty.
Um, Pretty not a mess, but she's becoming to be a mess because again, like Kitty, we knew that we were not being paid. Like, I don't understand why it's such a problem. And all your fights were not fake fights. It was just a situation where there was an understanding. Both y'all had different meanings of being a square. And it was just that much of a problem that y'all fought about. It was no more than that. It was no setup or nothing like that. It was just a real misunderstanding.
Hmm. Next person, Miss Sassy, who also left early.
Sassy. Well, I talked to Sassy when we did the Helicia thing, and Sassy had a real reason of not being there, so it was nothing really with Sassy. She really cool. I like the way she dressed. She always, real glammed up.
Yeah, she always sassy.
Hmm.
To back up just a minute, what is your definition of a square bitch?
A square bitch is a bitch that don't gang bang, don't hold, like she just work a regular 9 to 5 and hang with who she hang with.
Okay, because I see a lot of the girls have different definitions. Next, Miss Tiara TT.
TT, I feel like it was it was a lot of fake shit going on because the way that she was in the house and then what I seen inside the confessionals or when she was talking to Brie after her and ET fought, I just felt like that was real weird because you was real like big sis, little sis to ET. So the fact that it's just like all of a sudden, not like you should have had more respect to be hanging with ET or would it should have checked on ET first, regardless of who you was in the room with. You should have checked on ET first. But I don't know. And then she kept saying she was supposed to be fighting somebody, and then really didn't have no animosity towards nobody but ET. But I mean, I don't know. Nothing really happened. She got drunk, and everything just went right, left.
True. Yeah, everything did go left really quick a lot of the times in the house. Speaking of her, let's talk about Miss ET.
ET is cool. She really stood on all her shit because majority of her fights was rival fights. Everybody saying that was dumb, that she was fighting over sound and shit like that. But they don't understand. A lot of shit be over the principle. Like how my fight was. She touched my shit just over the principle, especially because I gave her the opportunity to do it while she was in my face.
True. Yeah, if somebody take anything, man, I probably would fight too in the house. Next, Miss Messy Tiffany.
Um, met on outside of the show on her Instagram and shit, I will tell you that Messy Tip is real funny because when I seen her on that dude live and she told him she got like 5 kids and 5 baby daddies and she do scams and shit, I was fucking wrong because Messy Tip really do have a nice steady job from what she told us on the show. So the fact that she told him that was funny. And then like the little shit that she be doing on live and how she be talking to people, she is a really funny person. But the fact that they didn't tell was so she had the scissors and she took the scissors to go pee because it was at a park outside. Took the scissors to go pee and she left them wherever she peed at, and they wasn't her scissors to take to begin with, and she did ask. And then once Bree was ready to smoke, she couldn't find her scissors, so that's what brought up her, or that's what ended her and Bree fight. Like you took your somebody else's scissors to go protect your pussy.
Crazy. Next, I think that's about it. Oh, but how do you feel about working with Miss Special K? How was it working with her as an executive producer and being part of the show?
That was a mess. First of all, the first few days of her knowing me, the Waynes kept calling me Mars. My name is Mar. Mars is a planet. I'm a person.
True.
Where did you get the S from? Like, it just didn't make sense. And they thought it was funny, which was really pissing me off. But it was like, I don't know. It just really just didn't give for me. Like, why are you saying my name wrong? Are you trying to be funny? Because we can get real a key, Miss K. Because I didn't know that she was off of the chance show or whatever like that. I hadn't been watching it with ET because ET had already watched it, so she had been up on game on her. But once I watched it, girl, don't start with me because I will eat you up, Miss K. But she didn't start and she got it right, so it was whatever.
Okay. How do you feel about Miss Krishan Rock? And how do you feel about her being on
Krishan
Baddies
was,
season 2?
huh?
And also, how do you feel about her being on Baddies LA season 2?
Season one, Krishan kind was not given like that, and her little situations in the house was like, "Girl, why is you doing that over that man, and you was just over here with us with this man? That's none of my business." And her on season two, I feel like she set herself up because if you call them telling you gonna slap this person, this person, this person, this person, and then turn around and only tell one person that you don't want to do that, you just want to get your shit did, so everybody set up the mindset that you come in and slap them. Nobody's gonna, no smart person is gonna wait for nobody to come up and slap them and think they, oh, I'm just about to slap you and walk away.
Mm.
No, like no, it just didn't make sense. She set herself up. That was just dumb. You knew what you was getting into going into the house, especially after you told these girls that you was gonna slap them in their face. Like, no.
Okay. How you think she's gonna do on Bad Girls Club with Natalie, Roly Poly, and all the other girls on Zeus?
Because the energy she give people, like the energy that she give, don't really reciprocate in person. So it's probably gonna be a long back and forth before she just decides to sneak and snap and sock somebody in the middle of a conversation. So, and they all feel like they bosses. So let's see.
True. Okay. So tell us about your experience when you first got into the house. Even wait, were you at the photo shoot?
Yeah, I was.
Well, tell us how the photo shoot was for you, and then just kind of tell us how things went in your perspective filming.
The photo shoot to me was real cool. Like everybody looked real nice and stuff. It was real, like it was nice to see the girls who was gonna be in the house, even though some of the people that wasn't at the photo shoot ended up being in the house. It was real nice to see like who it was gonna be, meeting, who was gonna have to be around, stuff like that. I seen people already, clicking up at the photo shoot, so I was already trying to fill it out. Like, okay, that's what kind of party this is. Let me get it together. Either be by myself or find bitches I know I'm gonna be cool with, and then being cool with bitches. So,
True. Did you
and
think that the
then
fights
going
were going to
into the
start
house.
that quick?
Hmm?
Did you think that the girls were going to start fighting as quick as they did?
Yeah, I expected it because I already knew that some girls came into the house with beef, and it was a on site kind of thing. So I kind of figured like, well, originally they told us the photo shoot we cannot fight at the photo shoot, like at all, or we just not gonna be there. Like they're gonna cut it out.
Mm.
But it was like a little scuffle up there, and then the next day it was just all fights broke loose, and I kind of expected that because people that were supposed to be at the photo shoot weren't, the people that were supposed to be at the photo shoot weren't there. So once they did finally get there and meet up with the people they were supposed to be seeing in person and squaring up with, that's basically what it was. Like we didn't even get to do a challenge before they started fighting. We didn't even get to do a challenge at all our
Mm.
first season because it was always a fight or a fuck up.
True. Yeah, we saw a lot of that going on. So after the photo shoot, it was the barbecue at the park, right?
Yeah, when we ate the chili peppers.
Uh huh. How was that day for you?
It was pretty cool because, well, it wasn't pretty. Well, yeah, it was pretty cool for me because I didn't know these bitches. It was just more so how to feel everybody out and stuff. Like, you didn't know some people smoked. You didn't know some people did this. Like, a lot of people, we had more time to talk to each other because everybody was fucking late. So it was more so time to fill everybody out. Like, oh, who is this, and where everybody from. Maybe y'all really from South Central, which I live like, what y'all doing outside. Y'all like, basically everybody trying to fill everybody out. That was cool, and then seeing who beefed with who and what for and shit like that. Yeah, that was cool.
Okay. So you didn't get into any of the fights in the park. So
Mm-mm.
how did you feel about them fighting so quickly and just being so not talkish? They were just ready to fight and get into it.
Um, Messy Sif and Bree. I didn't. Well, they did look have like a little back and forth, but it was more so like why you just didn't ask for him, and she like, well, and what Macy Tiff just felt disrespected by the post that Bree gave about her scissors. Where the fuck is my scissors? Because she already didn't ask everybody so many times about her scissors, and Miss Tiff said she didn't have them. Well, she didn't, but you're the one who took them where they was. They wouldn't be all the way in somebody's car if you didn't take them without asking. She wouldn't be asking for her scissors if you asked her for her scissors. And then with with ET and CC, it was kind of understandable too because bitch, you robbed me at my lowest point ever. Like, and you
Mm.
was supposed to be my friend. There really is nothing to say about that. And then you lied for so long about it, ducked off and hid for so long about it. It was just like, what was like? You knew it was coming.
True, totally. After that, you guys went to the house, right?
Um, no, we the next day we went to the house,
Right.
and once we went to that day, we all ended up meeting up at the gas station and we left to the house. We got to the house. It was a cool little house or whatever. We all found our rooms. We picked our rooms and then Bambi and Rare Breed finished off their conversation they had in the van because the night at the park, people thought it was a good idea to link up and go party together. And something ended up happening and they ended up getting into an argument about it, and that's when you seen first episode when Rare Breed kicked Bambi and then they let off to we had to leave the house and then we went to the gas station and they continued their argument.
How did you feel about being evicted from the first house?
I just felt like they tried to play the system and originally they wasn't supposed to have cameras to see so they probably would have got away with it, but it was cameras and they seen all the people going in and he just wasn't going for it.
Right, totally. After the gas station situation, because we kind of already talked about that, is there anything else from there
hmm
that you want to tell us about, or anything that we didn't see?
Mm, no, that was pretty much it that day. I seen the noodles. Y'all seen her with the bottle. Y'all seen Yari and Persuasion fight. That was pretty much it that day.
Okay. So next was when you guys were in the next house, and that's when we met some of the replacements as well, right?
Mm, yeah. Y'all met Heaven. Y'all met Gemini at that house. Y'all met Bambi at that house. Y'all met who else is on me? I think that's it. Just Bambi, Heaven, and Gemini. Gemini didn't like. Well, it was enough. No, it was another replacement. I forgot her name, but she was there. She came in because we wasn't supposed to see her. She was supposed to walk out to us for her to introduce herself to everybody, all at once.
Mm.
And I guess from what I heard, she heard about a few names that was on the show, and then she already came in thinking that all we did was fight because of what they were posting before all the episodes came out. So she was in the upstairs room, all of us had a downstairs room, so we didn't get to see her because we was in our rooms when she came in. And she was there for about 3 hours, and before we left to the clubs or whatever, she was gone.
Mm.
Like some of us seeing like a snippet, like we were going upstairs trying to sneak. She was like a dark skinned girl with individual braids, long hair. She was a really like chocolate girl or whatever. But she did not stay for too long. Like nobody met her, nothing like that. She came and left.
Why did she leave so early?
The old production we had told us that she heard a few names about like who was here and stuff like that. She just didn't want to because some of the girls because in the midst of us going to the house and stuff, our old page ended up getting hacked or something like that. So we ended up having a new page. So all of the auditions that we had weren't on the new page that we had. So she didn't know majority of the girls who was in there. We wasn't showing who was on the house because they would have to wait for the pictures for the first photo shoot to come out. So once she heard a few names that was in the house, she was not going for it. And she left. Like we did not get to meet her, nothing like that. It was just she was there. She seen the house. She heard a few names. She was gone. Like,
Oh
wow,
wow.
we really would. That's what made us start like trying to be nice to replacements because why do y'all? Why are y'all? Who's? What do y'all think we are? Animals? Like that didn't make no sense. That made me feel some type of way. Like so, we can't be that bad, y'all. Cause she not come and leave. Mm mm. And the thing is, like, not like that, but a lot of people came into the house already knowing what they was getting themselves into. So that all that crying wolf that we doing too much or that we fighting too much, y'all came in the house knowing that a lot of people stood their ground on what they was gonna do and what they did and what they said. So the fact that y'all was crossing them and expected them not to do nothing was just crazy. Okay, we are not the Bad Girls Club. We are South Central Baddies.
True. What else happened with some of the other replacements? I know it was a lot of fighting going on when Heaven got in.
It when we went to when my mind want to come in, it was a third girl that came in with them, and she left because Heaven and Bree was fighting. She like, no, they fighting. I don't want to fight. I'm not with that. I gotta
Oh
go.
wow.
So, so originally it was three of them, but she ended up leaving, and then with Heaven, more like I said last time, most of the fights were off of the principle. Like nobody was fighting over jealousy or nothing like that because the next bitch hair is better than nobody's because we always helping each other. We was doing each other hair, like smoking with each other. If one person didn't have something, ask the next person. It was more so of a sisterhood like a than a rivalry. That's why I understand why everybody is just so mad and doing the most now because it wasn't all that before then. Brie and Heaven, they don't like each other for real because they fought so many times over the touch and shit and that we going there missing in the house before and stuff like that. So it just was a beef because they just been at each other next. Me and Heaven, she touched my shit. It was really literally it just blows my mind because why did you not take the opportunity to look through my shit while I was right there and gave you the opportunity? And why did you listen to the next month? First of all, it's not that shit. That like there is no way that you would listen to somebody else to go through somebody else shit. It just don't make sense. That's why it just don't make sense. It just really boggles my head every fucking time because why? Like,
Yeah,
are
I
you dumb?
agree.
Like that right there really had to be for the cameras because ain't no way you waited for them to record. Oh, since they recording, I can go through their shit. They told me since they recording, they can go through my shit. No, no, that was just dumb. That's really why I fought her. Everybody's trying to make it seem like, oh, I was taking Bree back fade and da 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 da. First of all, I was asleep when Bree and Heaven fought all those times inside the kitchen. That's why you didn't see me. I was asleep. I didn't hear about the fights till after they was done, and I didn't know about them hiding shit until after I woke up because I was asleep. That's why I said Heaven woke me up to ask me about her shit. That's why I said she could look because of course her and Bree me and Bree was in the same room. I don't know if she's hiding shit in here, so of course you can look through my shit. I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to look through her shit, but you can look through my shit. And then she's trying to say that they didn't tell me whose stuff was whose but we had our shit separated. You see me on this side of the bed with all my shit, and you see Brie on this side of the bed with all her shit. How don't you know who shit is whose? Why we have our shit mixed up? Like when I came here, don't fuck with me in my sleep and don't touch my shit. And that's exactly how it was until she touched my shit. Like
Mhm.
the fuck, cause throughout the rest of the houses, I was cool. That's the only thing that fucked me up or that fucked her up was she touched my shit. And even after that, I was cool with her.
True. Why do you think she didn't want to go through your stuff when you gave her the opportunity?
Cause she's dumb. Or she wanted to do it for the cameras because the camera wasn't recording when she asked, but the camera's recording when she looked at my shit. You asked me, what made you turn around and ask security or whoever else the fuck to look through my shit? It's not theirs, it's mine. I told you already that you could, and you waited till I left. You could have waited till I went upstairs, but I was gone, like way out the house. And mind you, we're far as fuck in the mountain, so it take us about 30 minutes to get to where we fuck gotta go, and 30 minutes back.
Hmm.
And by the time I got back, she was already gone with Kitty and Boy to wherever the fuck they went. And
True.
then tried to come back like she was tired. Girl, no, you're not. You knew what you did. That's why you're tired.
Okay. From there we kind of see in the next episode after you guys did all the fights, things like that in the episode. The next episode we kind of see you guys do face to face resolves. Do you think that
Mm-hmm.
was any way effective?
Yes, because, well, no, not really, because the night after she came up to me and apologized, her and Persuasion came up to me and apologized for going through my shit. And I just told her, like, it's just nothing else to say because I can't trust you. You're sneaky. I gave you an opportunity and you did not take the opportunity. So you can apologize, but I don't trust you. Like, we could be cordial, but I don't trust you. And we left it at that. But other than that, it was nothing else. Like, the conversation on the couch was basically just a repeat of what we already had. But it was just to make sure that to say that she wouldn't fight because all of her little fan or her auntie's fake pages was basically like, bitch, you scared of heaven. You're scared of heaven. You don't want to fight heaven. You have to jump heaven. Da 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 da. You have to sneak heaven. I never snuck heaven. Never jumped heaven. Never fought heaven for nothing. Never targeted heaven or nothing like that. So it was just like, bitch, suck my dick because that's what you're doing, eating dick, and your stomach gonna blow up in a minute because you've been doing it for so long. Like, I can go through about 3, 4 accounts of her auntie talking dumb shit that she know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
And then she just incriminated herself because now that we're outside the house, she tried to go back and forth and argue with some of the girls in the house. And it's like, recently when I was arguing with her, she like, yeah, I've been on your neck, da 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 da. Then she sent a screenshot. And when she sent us the address that of the house that was in, the same reason that ET fought her for, like, bitch, you leaked the address. She sent me the screenshot, her texting us off the fake account. And mind you, Heaven was saying she don't know her auntie. She ain't talked to her auntie in 3 years. She wouldn't know what her auntie sounded like if she was on the phone. And then she got on the phone with her auntie, like, and no, we got on the phone with whoever was on the account. She like, that's not my mama, but it sounded like my auntie. That's what ET was saying inside the thing, because you see me when I was getting my makeup done, I was talking to the lady because she was like coming at us. She was on the live, leaking the address, just doing the most. So we like, who is this? Who's she coming for? Then she said she was coming behind Heaven, like, I'm here to protect Heaven. So now we have to Heaven. Who the fuck is this? Because you don't know who the fuck was on that live, who screenshot the address, who could be on their way up here. But they're doing this for you. So you need to check your peoples. She like, oh, I don't know who it is. It's not my mama. That's not my mama account. We called the lady. We finally talked to her. She like, oh, that's not my mama, but it sounded like my auntie. That's why auntie beat her up. You just said you ain't talked to your auntie in 3 years. You just said you wouldn't know what your auntie sound like if you talked to her on the phone. So how is that your auntie? And then and then she ended. That's why I said she sent us a screenshot of her calling us, texting us, and the address and shit like that. So it's like everybody's mad about her getting beat up about the address, but it really was her who leaked the address. They're trying to say it was Bambi. Bambi only said she was in Temecula. You know how many houses are in Temecula? How did she get the exact address, the exact zip code of where we are, and we're in an Airbnb? Nobody's supposed to have a phone in the first place. And then her auntie was saying stuff that was happening as it was going on. We
Mm.
wasn't even posting that, so how would you know that is going on? You have contact. That's why they sent asking her, "Do you have another phone or something? How are you talking to her? How did she know this? Because ain't
Right.
no way she got a camera in here. How? We don't know this lady. You don't know this lady. You ain't talked to her in 3 years."
Mhm.
It just wasn't adding up. And then now that we're outside the house, this is her mama's twin sister. That's why everybody's saying that her mom is saying stuff, because they're getting them confused, because her mom has a twin sister,
Mhm.
and her twin sister is the one that's trying to go hard and stuff like that. Only time it's her mama is when it's coming off Heaven account, like Heaven account popping it. It's her mama. She just snatched her phone and started typing for her. Other than that, it'd be her auntie, and people be getting confused because I sure was. I was her mama head like, what? Come get whatever you asking for. Like, but it's her auntie, and I don't care. Whoever can get whatever, literally, because that's just irritating. Because your daughter is a peacemaker. There's nothing wrong with that because she knew she was wrong and she did what she had to do. But the fact that you're dragging it for what? I should be dragging it. Your daughter pulled my hair. I was bald, like in a braid.
Oh,
Like, if anything, I should be mad. You're talking about, oh, they were pulling Heaven's ponytail. Heaven wore fake ponytails throughout the house. And then Heaven wore TTs, weave headband. So
oh my.
don't be talking about nobody pulling nobody hair because Heaven sure was pulling hair. And even at the beach, Heaven pulled out Bree's dreads. There's no way that you would, like, and even when we find like the upstairs without the glove, you seen she pulled my hair first without the gloves. There was no way to pull hair because, and you seen she couldn't even stand up. Like, we see where you are. You have no leverage unless you can pull hair. It just don't give.
Crazy. I'm glad I don't have any hair. So from there, from the resolves, what kind of happened next with the filming? They said we only had tonight's episode and next week episode left. So,
Yeah, because we are so more so in ending towards the end of the episode because everybody was like on top of us, on top of the show being a job, it was so extended that we had other jobs in life too. So some people did leave the show and finish the ones they had to do throughout their lifetime, but other people were trying to stick around and continue the show, so it wasn't as much as it would have been, like, as it wasn't as exciting as it should have been as the beginning of the episode because there was more people. A lot of people had to leave and do what they had to do, so it wasn't as much hype as it was the first beginning episodes. Type.
anything you could tell us to give us any tea on?
The fights did not stop at all. A few replacements came at the end. Um, a lot of questions gonna be answers about the tea and the arguments that was going on because I see a lot of people going back and forth and the footage does not lie. That's why I stopped saying stuff after our episode came out because y'all done seen this girl apologize. Y'all done seen her say she don't want to fight. Y'all done seen her say she knew she touched my shit and she apologized and she knew that I fought her for that. So all the rest of her trying to make it seem like I fought her for nothing and I was jealous of her, it's really no reason that you can't say that because there's a proof right there. You knew why I fought you, so there is no back and forth. But other than that, it's like it just really started to explain most of the beefs and arguments that people got going on now. Like before, when everybody was seeing her going off about assignment, nobody knew why. Them episodes came out, they understood. So as soon as
Mhm.
they watch, they'll understand the assignment.
True. Okay. Is there any more tea or anything that happened that we might not have seen that you want to talk about or discuss?
Mm, Not really. They tried to get everything on camera. So y'all gonna mostly see everything. I feel like season two, y'all gonna see a lot more because they did what we were supposed to do. So all that going out and meeting people and then doing stuff that we were supposed to do, they actually did. So y'all probably get more excitement out of season two, but season one was a really good experience. I give them that. It was something nice to go off of and be able to tell people about, like, yeah, I was on that. Even though it didn't look like all that and it looked like a lot of fighting, it was a good experience and a sisterhood to grow from.
True. Okay. Why didn't we see you for Why will we not be seeing you for season two?
You don't see me for season two because I started getting modeling gigs, so I started doing that, and I do hair and stuff. So I was just booked and busy, and I'm gonna be real honest. I was not too sure of season two. Like, I got to go through another house. The bitches, I got to beat up everybody or have to beat up new bitches because they didn't seen the last one. So these was probably trying to upstage season one and do the most. But I do kind of regret that because season two was cool. The girls was not as rowdy as the first set of girls that we had. They had the houses together and stuff like that, so that was more of a experience I would have liked to experience, you know?
True. Would you do reality TV again, maybe on another show or another network?
Yeah, reality TV show was cool because it's nice to know that a lot of people accept you for you and your personality. Like you don't have to fake to be somebody for everybody to like. That's probably the one thing that I do like about reality TV. You don't have to fake. You don't have to be nobody else. You don't have to put on the front for nobody to like you. You have to wear makeup every day because there is people that like you for you.
True. Okay. Any advice you want to give to anyone that wants to be on reality TV or in entertainment industry in general?
Mm, don't fake the funk. Like there's literally nobody that you should have to change yourself for. If you are in reality TV and somebody wants you to be in reality TV, they're going to accept you for you. You should not have to change yourself or be anybody else or dick ride nothing or nobody else has going on to be somebody in reality TV. Trends are from people that do unique stuff. If you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, how are you going to be noticed? Because
Okay.
of course there is you are going to be able to upstage other people, but how high can you go?
Yes,
Like starting a new wave would be a better approach because who's going to do it better than their original?
true. I totally feel you and I totally love it.
Hmm.
Well, Marmar, thank you so much. That's basically all my questions. This is the time now. If you have anything coming up or anything that you want to promote, tell us about it. You totally have the floor.
I am coming up with some new little dresses and stuff like that. I want people to come send me their stuff. I'm dropping my PO box in my bio because I do model and I do hair as a traveling hairstylist, so y'all can hit me up for that too. Other than that, start looking forward to Rami's new lip gloss line because I will be helping with her with that too. And
Okay.
yeah, any promotion deal, just hit me up because I model, so I will help you.
Yes. Tell us your Instagram so we can find you.
It is Falling for Mars with two eyes, FALLING FOR and I am thinking about starting a YouTube channel because I do my hair every freaking day, so look out for that too.
Yes, you should do some tutorials and stuff.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, that'll totally be a good idea for you.
Yeah, and I've been seeing people call me Asian doll. I do not see the real resemblance, and it just not
Really?
just because Asian doll is she acting a little crazy in these streets. So y'all just Asian doll. I'm feeling a little offended, but I don't be seeing it. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't know where they got that from. You gotta look like your own person.
Yeah, but thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you so much for coming on. And anytime you want to come back, just know you're always welcome.
Thank you.
No problem. Enjoy your night.
You too.
Well, you guys, there we have it. Our last South Central Baddies chat. I hope you guys got all the tea that you needed and all the tea that you wanted. In the meantime, before you leave, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and you leave your comments down below. Until next time, stay tuned.